next stair here, and let me open this view, and then I want to choose these, and then I specify the offset. Watch this, VV invisibility graphic, it must be hidden, I show it. Anyway, I enabled it right here. This is the assembled stair that in this section we got it, as you can see by this way right here. Very well. That if I want to show you the section view, like this part, watch this, and in this part we got the profile of IPE. As you can see that we have to check the structural plan that it has been welded to two other structural framings, and we got another profile at this part at the center, or at the middle. And as you can see, the stair is welded or connected or joined to the IPE or structural framing, and these are the supports, and this is welded to the IPE element. How do we can model this? Firstly, let's see how many runs or steps do we have based on the CAD file. It has been started from there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we got the profile at the middle and also the face. 24 stairs or 24 runs. And if I open the section view, let me measure the distance of the riser, 16.5 centimeters. Anyways, again I select stair. Afterwards I select assembled stair, edit type, and then I make a duplication. Afterwards assembled assembly stair, and then I click on OK after duplicating. Then for the maximum riser height 180, then for minimum thread depth 25, and 1 meter for minimum, 24 for desired number of risers, which there's 16.8 actually, 300 for actual thread depth. I open the calculator to multiply in 160.8, then I added to 300, 621.6, so 621.6. And for the maximum result is okay, the minimum were okay as well, apply and okay. Then let's see for the wide here, for 1400s for actual run wide based on center for the location line, but the center of the run as the location line, and we draw the another side 24. And in this part for the length of the landing, I should drag it or extend it, and if I want to remove the stringer for this part, we delete it. And also this I want to join it to the finish layer of the wall. I open the CAD file to check what's going on, measuring the distance of here for the landing 1880 better. So we have done this, and then I click on finish. Now let me select this region and put it inside the section box like this way. Check this out by this way. And then I want to measure the thickness of the thread 3 centimeters and 35 centimeters for the length. So we got 5 centimeters nosing. I open edit tab and then I make a duplication. Then for riser we delete it or we uncheck it, then 5 centimeters and 30 and 5 for nosing length, 30 for thread thickness. And then for the material I can search for metal like this way. However, you can specify whatever you want, like wood or stone or I don't know. I search for wood or black metal like this one. I add the asset or the material and then I specify assembly step for the name. I open graphic using the appearance. I replace it with another asset like other metals, a different one. Let me see, what do we got with some specific patterns in the I mean an industrial stairs actually in the factories. You know, this is this example, but you can choose whatever you want. Okay, select apply and OK. Well done. Then I set it to realistic visual style to check it out in a more realistic way, like this way. Then for the two sides, for now I can uncheck and hide the lines. As you can see in this view. Afterwards I select this stair, opening edit type and then getting access to the materials, and I want to make some changes, changing the scale 4 for the scale to maximize it actually. Apply and OK. Look at this, better. Again, opening material and 1 scale and 1. Great. 1.5, something like this. And we do not use such a material for inside the residential buildings, but I just wanted to give you an example. Anyway, I measure the distance like this way, 30. So I select it, opening edit type. Then for the stringer I duplicate like this way. And here, as you can see, we got the structural depth on landing, which has been set to 4D, that I want to set 300 or 30 centimeters. Let me measure the distance like this way, 300 exactly. Oh, I click on OK and apply. Afterwards we get back to this part and set it to assembly stir and stringer. I get back to its properties. Then for the total depth, let me check the plan view. Right here I measure the distance, 5 centimeters. So 5 is okay in 5, and we don't have Philip here. Then a structural depth on run, 200. Run, apply, and 150. 150 for the structural depth on run, 200 for the structural depth on landing, and let me see, 100. Well adjusted, OK and apply. Then from the left view and setting it to wireframe. Watch this. Again I want to select it, opening edit type. Then from the assembly, 100 or 200s I'm changing the structural depth from landing 300 250. Better. And then 50 for depth and run. Watch this to cover this part. Okay and okay. Then I want to check this section. Then for the material of these two sides, I want to use a metal. Let's see. Okay. We click on this part. Material browser, metal. I open the aluminium and write silver. Okay, and apply. Great, realistic visual style. Check it out. Very well, we uncheck section box or we disable it. Then we want to check them out in the Inkscape in high quality and render them. We don't need to add doors, so in the 3D view right here I want to launch and run Inkscape and then check the, and as I mentioned before, it provides you with a great visualization, and also it is used for coordinating the models, controlling them, checking them out. Wait for a second, and after it was loaded we'll explain. Watch this, we'll move to the lower levels. I press down space. Watch this. Let me select and hide the floor since we don't have enough light. Watch this. Pressing down space and then walk through. Let's see. This side I move forward and then look at the floor. Actually we haven't added the finish layer of the floor, and this is the materials and also the stairs. And note that the texture of the material is not supported in Inkscape. I mean, those are the dedicated textures for Autodesk that we can only use the images, not in the rendering and Inkscape. So the texture wasn't loaded in Inkscape, and watch these. Great. By this way that we can move to upstairs. However, these are not connected to each other anymore. Let me move again and navigate in the scene. Check it out like this way. Very well. But about the materials, as you can see, all of them are concrete. However, in the real world we use gypsum board, and also we got some ceilings at the underside of the stairs. Watch this, there is 16 centimeters offset distance. However, we can model these, and here as you can see, these parts are connected to the concrete, as you can see. So this is the structural layer that we do not have these in Revit software. We only add the stairs. But in the following sessions, I want to tell you some techniques that they are not standard and not recommended, but they are only some technique to solve these. So know them as a technique, not as a standard tool.